What's next, Kelly?
Next up, another hotel story. This one's slightly different. NASA picks Axiom to build some sort of hotel or some sort of place to stay in space, the space station.
So Axiom is like it's a startup company of some sort.
Yeah, I think it's a startup space hotel company. The guy in charge.
They're not a long-running space hotel. They haven't been building space hotels since like the early 1900s.
Well, their founder, I guess, used to work on. He was a program manager for the ISS.
Oh, really?
Integral in the ISS, and so he's left and gone in. I'm sure got tons of funding and gone into, the private sector and started this space hotel company. And of course, their first contract is with ISS.
Well, that's why you hire that guy.
Yeah.
Man, all right. Well, so this is all about boosting space tourism or getting it off the ground, at least for people that can afford that sort of thing.
And that's the funny thing is that the article is just salty as it could possibly be. They're hard at work.
This was like a Gizmodo article, I think, that we pulled this from.
Maybe I was reading it wrong, but it kind of seemed like whoever was writing the article had quite a bone to pick. He was like, they're currently turning this into a garish, they're designing the most garish space, I don't know. It's just.
I wonder if I have that.
It's here. From, the first line of the article also says, one giant leap into finally launching the, quote, filthy rich into space.
Yeah, that gives you an idea where these guys are coming from. The filthy rich are the only ones who can go to space now. Right. Filthy rich. So why would this be any different? The filthy rich are going to go to space before any of us do. That's for damn sure. If they don't ever get there, then we certainly won't. So maybe it's just a step in that direction.
This is, space travel and space tourism is exclusively for rich people, and it will be for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
So, that's not much of a shock or surprise. Yeah. But
those guys pretty butthurt about it. I can understand, the animus, I guess. But
yeah,
still.
It's a cool idea. And this maybe dovetails a little bit into my what I was talking about last time with what I would do with the Space Force, folding them in underneath NASA. Like basically, they would just be like the Army Corps of Engineers of space, right? Like NASA would be the brains. They would do all the research, the R&D, and come up with all these cool ideas and shit. And then once they get past the ideation stage, I basically send it off to Space Force, fly those fuckers up there, and they would just live in space, build factories. The first thing they would build is a giant factory with all sorts of 3D printers and shit.
You really giving this a lot of thought.
Yes, I have. And then they would first build a factory, and then that factory would then be used to build all sorts of other shit, including, hotels and whatnot. So they would just be there building all sorts of shit in space. They built nuclear reactors and shit, all this other stuff that just launch those motherfuckers up there and build them in space. That's what the first edition should be. Rather than space tourism, because, what's Richard Branson going to do once he's in space? He's just going to take pictures put them on
Richard
Instagram.
Branson, he's going to have multiple hotties with him.
He's going to bang some models in space. That's not going to push us.
0G nut that has ever been busted. Which I'm sure it probably already has happened.
I'm sure that's happened. They've had people up in space for like a year at a time,
Have either of you seen Ad Astra yet?
Oh, I want to. I haven't.
Yeah, it's on the. It's pretty cool because I think it's still only for astronauts traveling, but it has like this somewhat way down the road realistic way of like how it could be like, oh, you got to stop on the moon first. As like a train. It's basically like stopping in Chicago sort of thing if you want to go somewhere. It's like, and then it's just the way like the places are set up. It seems realistic in a way that it way down the road.
Well, that's kind of what 2001: A Space Odyssey is like too. They have the space station and they fly there, and then the moon is its own. And he's in the beginning he's on a jet, but in space, and it's just like a 60s version of a 747 kind of vibe. But everyone's they're in space and they're spinning, and the stewardesses have like Velcro shoes.
Yeah,
this is pretty cool. The
space would you stay at a space station or a space hotel?
Yeah.
If you had like
if I could stay there and I wouldn't the chance of dying was low.
Was
extremely low. Yeah, sure, man. Why not?
Yeah, I think I would too, but they'd have to redesign these damn things. I don't know if I would fit. Every time I see pictures of these fucking things, they're always like really small, like tubes.
Supposedly, this new thing they're designing.
I was looking at the picture.
Garish, I guess. So
garish.
Maybe it's quite opulent. Maybe it's the Titanic
so
of.
Have that picture there. We'll also drop it into the video here.
It actually looks like the set of Alien, kind of.
It does kind of look like
when he goes in to talk to the computer.
Oh boy, maybe Axiom is the new. What's that company called? Wayland or something?
Well, the funny thing is, Axiom, I think, is the name of the company of the spaceship that the people are on in Wall-E, that they leave Earth to go around.
Oh, really?
And so people in the comment section were like, are you kidding, Axiom? And they show the ship. And the next comment is like, I came for this. I was not disappointed. I was over the author of the article is we should have him on our side podcast. Red Alert.
The Red Alert. We could rage against these fucking Richies flying off into goddamn stratosphere with all our money.
Well, yeah, I hope that it's not the beginning of the setting of the movie Elysium, where
this is totally.
They just leave Earth to the poors and they build an elaborate
just have this elaborate
space
fucking thing up there that they all live on.
It's like the best neighborhood ever. Only there's no riffraff at all.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're gearing up for certain. Once this planet is uninhabitable, it's just going to be, all the poor people, suffering the consequences, and they'll just fly up to their fucking space station.
It goes back to what we said in the early 2000s. Get rich.
Yeah,
figure it out,
fucking
dude.
get rich, man.
You don't have a lot of other options.
If you've got a lot of problems out there, America, you could solve them all by just getting rich. I don't know why you haven't done that yet, but just do it.
And just get on it.
Just get on it, man. Let's fucking get on it. This dovetails into our other podcast, Cold Hard Cash. CHC,
unlocking your potential.
The CHC
to riches.
podcast, where we tell you all the secrets on how to build up your portfolio.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of these poor people's way.